China's new K-visa, an open door for global tech workers, or soft power play. News analysis. As Washington tightens immigration rules for foreign workers and students, Beijing is extending an unexpected invitation. Quietly announced in August and slated for an October 1st launch, China's new K-visa promises young science and technology talents flexible entries, extended stays, and streamlined paperwork, though many specifics have yet to be released. It also greenlights educational, cultural, and scientific exchanges, along with related entrepreneurial or business activities, unusually liberal terms for a country known for strict work and residency controls. The program's timing and generosity have sparked anger at home and speculation abroad, amid record youth unemployment and an already saturated job market. Headlines pitch the visa as China's bid to lure the world's best and brightest and counter America's popular H-1B, but analysts told the Epoch Times that Beijing is more likely courting the global South, Africa, Latin America, and India, targeting early career professionals who could one day shape opinion back home. Let's be honest. What kind of foreign graduates would actually want to work in China? Definitely not those from the US, Japan, Australia, or South Korea, said Frank Tianxia, a business professor at the University of South Carolina-Aiken. From Chinese leader Xi Jinping's perspective, Xia said, the move is geopolitical, big-dollar diplomacy that uses privileged treatment to cultivate goodwill and influence. Once in China, Xia said, these recruits could be treated like VIPs, bolstering ties with their home governments and allowing Beijing to project openness just as Washington tightens its own visa policies. What the policy says so far. In the days around the October 1st rollout, the K-visa sparked an online backlash at home over its low entry bar and unusually generous terms. Unlike China's standard work visa and high-level talent visa, it appears to require only a bachelor's degree in a STEM field and, notably, does not require a job offer or invitation. Officials also said it will allow more entries, longer validity, and longer stays than other visas. However, they have not published the specifics or clarified whether the visa actually confers the right to work. 2 weeks after the supposed launch date, the Epoch Times is still unable to find its application portal or pathway on official sites. On Chinese social media and forums, commenters and scholars have accused the regime of inviting foreigners to steal jobs, while young Chinese struggle to find work, calling it another instance of blind worship of foreigners, a long-standing sore point in China. State outlets, while trying to calm public anxiety, described the K-visa as a channel for exchange, not immigration, without providing details. State-owned media Global Times said the visa is not a simple work permit, but a tool to promote exchange between Chinese and foreign youth. The Chinese Communist Party's official mouthpiece, The People's Daily, said it will facilitate foreign young science and technology talents to work and live in China, while stating that it should not be equated with immigration. State-owned Science and Technology Daily describes it as a way to ease entry and foster international cooperation and exchange. As backlash mounted, The People's Daily ran an editorial dismissing criticism as outlandish and accused opponents of misleading the public. Hu Xijin, former editor-in-chief of Global Times, defended the policy on Chinese social media platform Weibo. It's not that there are too many foreigners coming to China right now, but rather that there aren't enough. Tough labor market at home. The controversy lands amid a bleak job market for China's youth. In August 2025, Beijing's official data put youth unemployment at roughly 19%, the highest level since the regime introduced a revised methodology in December 2023 that lowers the reported rate by excluding students. By comparison, OECD youth unemployment averaged 11.2% in July 2025, the United States 10.8%, and Japan 4.1%. According to The People's Daily, China already produces more than 5 million STEM graduates a year, the world's most, while boasting a world-leading R&D workforce. If domestic supply is so abundant, skeptics ask, why import more? Anti-foreign sentiment has also climbed in recent years, stoked by the communist regime's frequent warnings about foreign anti-China forces and calls for its citizens to report suspected spies. Inbound immigration to China has long been negligible. Between 2004 and 2013, the country issued fewer than 5,000 permanent residency permits, state-owned China Daily reported. Beijing proposed a modest easing of permanent residency rules in 2020, but it retreated after public backlash. Openness or optics? Beijing is pitching the K-visa as proof of a new, comprehensive opening up, Xia said, even as foreign capital exits amid U.S. China tensions and a slowing economy. In recent years, the regime has trimmed visa red tape for investors, tourists, and students, and by July 2025 had signed unilateral or mutual visa exemption agreements with 75 countries. While many nations are tightening immigration, the CCP sees a strategic moment to look open and welcoming, said Taiwan-based political and cross-strait affairs analyst Lai Rongwei. It's another front in China's great power competition, Lai told the Epoch Times. Yet the visa's focus on young, early career applicants puzzles some experts. Unless this is just showmanship against the U.S., it serves little purpose, Xia said. It feels like Beijing saying, we'll take whoever America doesn't want, just to look open. A soft power instrument. As U.S. China ties fray, CCP leader Xi has doubled down on people-to-people outreach, declaring in 2023 that the future of China, U.S. relations depends on the youth, and pledging to host 50,000 American students over 5 years. But the United States isn't the main target, said U.S.-based economist Davy J. Wong. Beijing wants to build a bridge class of young elites from Africa, India, and Latin America who will return home sympathetic to a CCP model of modernization. The K-visa isn't immigration policy, he told the Epoch Times. It's civilizational influence. Local governments may add incentives, entrepreneurship grants, housing subsidies, access to tech parks, among others, to pull those recruits in, Wong said. Although details remain vague, Xia said he expects K-visa holders to enjoy perks Chinese citizens never see, from subsidized healthcare to certain VIP treatment, because the program is meant to impress. The pitch versus the pull. Contrasting it with America's H-1B visa, which now comes with a $100,000 fee, Beijing promotes the K-visa as less cumbersome and sponsor-free. But Xia doubts that it will sway many applicants. For ambitious graduates worldwide, the K-visa isn't even on the radar. If they miss the US, they'll still pick Europe or Australia before China, he said. He warned that censorship, travel restrictions, capital controls, and a closed internet all stifle research freedom, and even top-tier foreigners who do come will still contend with an oversupply of Chinese graduates. Wong agreed. The K-visa might be attractive to second- or third-tier professionals from Southeast Asia or Eastern Europe, he said, but the United States and its allies still dominate the race for top talent. Barriers and risks. A fat salary or incentives to draw more talent may not offset China's hurdles, Wong said. The country's notorious 996 schedule, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, will shock most Western recruits, and the language barrier adds another layer of friction, he said. Yet political and personal risks remain the biggest deterrents, according to Lai. People weigh family, career, and safety, Lai said. In a party-run state, the law is enforced by party members. Can it really protect outsiders? He sees Taiwanese graduates as prime targets. No language gap and comparable wages at home make Beijing's offer tempting. Once in China, Lai said, they could receive VIP perks, a soft form of bribery, while being groomed for influence or even intelligence work. Material incentives, friendship, nationalism, even romantic lures are all tools in the CCP's kit, he said, adding that contracts can be flimsy. Beijing has a track record of dangling incentives, then reneging. The political and personal risks are simply too great, he said. As the U.S. China rivalry intensifies, decoupling now spans technology, economics, and even educational exchange. The era of pleasing both sides is over, Lai said. Even in tech, you now have to take a stand. For example, who are you developing AI for? In that climate, The K visa looks less like a labor pipeline and more like an attempt to import discourse power, he said. Gu Xiaohua, Song Tong, and Yiru contributed to this report.